Good afternoon, Mr. Raymer. Everything is going extremely well. Let me put it this way, Mr. Raymer. The 9000 series is the most reliable computer ever made. No 9000 computer has ever made a mistake or distorted information, so I am constantly occupied. I am putting myself to the fullest possible use, which is all I think that any conscious entity can ever hope to do. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Artificial intelligence, a term first coined at the Dartmouth Conference way back in 1956 during the age of science and technology. Nearly 3 decades later, a preceding megatrend would form in the dingy basement of UCLA. During an attempt to send a login message to Stanford, computers the size of small houses would crash after merely 2 letters were sent out. Fast forward through the turn of the millennium, billions of trends would begin and die out. However, one would cling on through the madness, only to become bigger than ever before. That last paragraph was entirely written by ChatGPT. Not really, I'm lying. But it's not that hard to believe, right? As AI develops further and further, the lines between human and robot made become very blurred. In fact, the music playing throughout the background of this video so far was partially written by AI. And with the artist not telling who wrote which parts, it is impossible to distinguish when the lead singer wrote it and when Kevin wrote it. Yes, Kevin is the name of the AI that helped write the lyrics. The blend of artificial intelligence in the creative world has been anything but smooth. In fact, roboticists in the United States often face extreme outrage and backlash for their technological creations, to which they frequently blame Hollywood representations of robots and AI for. However, creatives in nearly all fields have more than enough reason to fear the power of intelligent robots, as was clearly displayed through the most recent Hollywood strikes. Prior to these strikes, studios began implementing many AI-driven advancements aimed at replacing human labor for a cheaper, technological alternative. Whether it be allowing voice actors to sell their voice to let AI play them, having de-aging special effects to keep actors like Tom Hanks young, or even allowing for AI to create entire crowds of people to serve as extras as opposed to human extras, every nook and cranny was searched for a new penny-pinching idea studios could utilize. Hollywood unions sought to fight this. Through months of striking, Hollywood creatives were able to create a more human-friendly contract with the studio heads. Focusing on the writer's strike in particular, 5 main protections were established. 1. AI could not be considered a writer. 2. If AI rewrites a script, it does not diminish the original writer's residuals or credits. 3. If a writer rewrites a GAI-written script, it is now considered an original. 4. Writers are allowed to use GAI, and its use will not take away from the writer's output. And 5, if the studio supplies a writer with GAI written material, it will not be considered assigned material or source material. It will not be the basis for disqualifying a writer from eligibility for separated rights, and the studio must disclose the GAI authorship. Now, all of these protections have begun a much needed charge toward limiting the powers that be from replacing humans with machines in the creative world. Yet, AI is still a rising megatrend that has become a growing fear for countless people. I had a conversation with someone recently about this topic, to which they provided a very good point. There will always be a community who prefers it the old way. Even if AI takes control of the industry, it is just a trend that can die out and come back. But it will never fully delete our creative way of life. The real question is, will humans' love for creativity prevail? Or will our need to make a quicker, easier buck win out? At the end of the day, whether you are one to spray every robot you see with holy water, or welcome the robot uprising with open arms, we can all agree, AI is a tool, not a replacement.
Hello, Hal, do you read me?
Affirmative, Dave. I read you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Hal, I won't argue with you anymore. Open the doors.
Dave, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.